Welcome to the RadioU Podcast. I'm Hudson.
And I'm Allie.
Coming up, what's actually in a McRib sandwich?
Also, what is hybrid creep?
All that and more on the way next. If you weren't happy with the Stranger Things finale, I've got some good news. 8772 Radio U. It might not actually be the finale. There's a theory going around gaining a lot of traction. They're calling it Conformity Gate. And obviously, look, if you haven't seen the finale yet, we're not going to be able to completely not spoil anything here.
Yeah, you might as well if you are planning to watch Stranger Things, have not watched the finale, just hold your ears and go la 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 with this whole break.
For 3 minutes. The idea is that because at the end of the episode that it skips ahead 18 months and so much kind of like disappears in that 18 months that essentially Vecna and or the Mind Flayer made the ending like this is all an illusion, this is all in a mind, that this is not something that actually happened.
Yeah.
And that we will get a secret 9th episode at some time that show what actually happens.
I've heard that people are saying the secret 9th episode comes out tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
What is the significance of January 7th? Is there a reason?
I'm not sure. I think there is some reason stated as to why it would come out then.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Stranger Things documentary, which is all about like behind the scenes of shooting season 5, is planning to come out soon.
Yeah.
So I think people were just thinking that this would come out before that documentary.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a significance to tomorrow and why people picked tomorrow. But I'm sorry, guys. Here's a little truth bomb for you. It's not happening. There's no episode 9. We had all of these amazing, crazy theories, including you, Hudson. You had a great theory about what the finale was going to be, what the ending was going to be. But they were all way complicated, way cooler than what we ended up getting. Sorry if you haven't seen it yet. It's not as cool as what the fan theories were. And this is just an even more complicated one. And so I think the Duffer Brothers are probably kicking themselves for not thinking of something as cool and fun as this. But I just don't think they did. I think what's happening right now is people are in one of the stages of grief known as denial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this feels like cope to me.
Yep.
That you're trying to still hold out some hope that the finale isn't as bad as you think it is.
Right.
And the finale is the finale.
It is what it is.
A wild thing. I know streaming is different now. TV is just all different. There's different things they could do. This would be so unprecedented. But I just don't think that that's what they. I don't think that's what they did. It'd be a crazy thing to do.
I just don't think that any of their ideas were as cool as what the fans came up with. Like,
yeah.
I think this would be such a cool thing, like for them to be like, surprise, that wasn't the finale, this is actually the finale. But I mean, I just don't think that they actually thought that way.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the good news, though. If you need some good news, if you weren't happy with the finale, here's my take: that give it some time and you'll be okay with it.
Yeah, just
the problem is with the finale. I'm going on record with this. I don't think the finale was amazing, but it was fine. And everyone's saying it was bad. You give it enough time, you'll realize that just because it wasn't as cool as you hoped or as complicated as you thought it should be, doesn't mean that it was bad. Give it time.
I think, yeah, you will get eventually to the stage of grief known as acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody's acceptance is going to look a little different. Yours acceptance is that it's just not as cool as what you wanted, and that's okay. For me, I think maybe I'm still at the anger phase. I don't know, because I have not accepted this ending as far as like being okay with it. I'm still pretty like bummed by it because I don't think it was very good, and I'm like, this show was awesome, but I also am not in the place where I'm thinking that they're gonna somehow retcon all of it and do something new.
Yeah, it is gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And maybe this will age very poorly, and this time tomorrow we'll be like, what? There's a new episode.
Hey, I'm okay with that. Prove us wrong, Netflix.
Even if the new episode sucks, that would be kind of fun.
It would be fun.
Something to be on the lookout for when you're back at work here in 2026 is what is called hybrid creep.
Ooh, what's this?
Hybrid creep is, I love the way the Wall Street Journal puts it, a combination of carrots and sticks that will encourage people to gradually increase their in-office time without explicitly telling them to do so.
A combination of carrots and sticks.
Yes.
Nice, Wall Street Journal.
That's such an outdated, who's tempted by a carrot?
I mean, I love carrots.
Oh,
but
let me walk on this treadmill so I can get a carrot. I guess it has to be about like rabbits or hamsters or something, right?
Yeah, I was assuming the theory that statement has to be something said about rabbits. But yeah, I feel like that's a good statement to sum this up, though. It's a little bit a mix of good and bad and fake and real.
Yeah, the idea is that employers want people back in the office, but ever since COVID and everybody realized how fun and easy and doable it is to work from home, you're like, why should I ever go back? And while there's been some requirements, like they're just over year after year since COVID, they've been steadily increasing.
Yeah.
And now apparently they're really got to try to, according to this report, more and more trying to find ways to encourage these last people that are holding out to spend more time or to do less of the hybrid and more of just come into the office every day.
Yep.
And my question is why?
I don't know. I think it's more of a control thing. They want to see you. They want to know that you're doing your work or whatever and getting it done. I think what a lot of people found out during COVID is like it doesn't actually take 8 hours for you to get your job done.
Yeah.
And I think that's what employers don't like. They don't like paying you for 8 hours when you're not doing 8 hours of work. So, yeah.
But I don't think anybody in almost any job does 8 hours of work just because you go into the office either.
Yeah, just because you're in the office now sitting at a desk doesn't mean you're working for 8 hours.
Yeah, right.
But they just prefer to be able to see you and to be able to talk to you. I think that's truly it. It's a control thing. They don't want you to do your laundry while you're working.
And I think it's also a justification for having buildings. You know, like
they're like, we're
renting this office.
We can't let it sit empty.
And we can't just completely get rid of it. So we gotta make this worth something.
Yeah.
But what sucks is for like people not like you and me, because I've never worked from home, but for the average everyday person, you have a computer at home now.
Yeah.
If you do anything in an office, you can probably do 99%, at least 90% of what you do at an office at your home. And it's easier and more convenient, especially if you have kids and pets and blah, blah, blah.
Well, it takes out commute time. I think that's the number one reason why a lot of people want to work from home is they don't have to deal with the crazy traffic. Like, that's the most annoying part of most people's day, and it sets them off like in a way that like makes them angry, you know, because like their day starts with traffic, and then they have to go home after sitting in traffic for a whole bunch of time, and so now they're angry when they get home. No one wants to feel that way.
Makes me angry thinking about it. I drew my commute at odd hours, and it's not very far. It takes 20 minutes.
Yeah,
but that's still 40 minutes a day.
I know
that if I worked from home, I could have that 40 minutes to do things that I actually want to do.
I tell you, a lot of people they want that time.
I used to live in Maryland. The hours that people would spend every single day in traffic to go to D.C. is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And this is in cities across the country. And we could just avoid all of that. And but companies are like, no, we need to see you.
Yeah.
We need to look at you. And so just beware. They're probably gonna tempt you with things.
Yes.
They're gonna be like, it's pizza day. And you're like, I can order pizza at home with the gas money I save from not driving 4 hours to and from work.
Yeah, give me a gas gift card and maybe I'll think about it.
And this was pretty shocking news yesterday. Trinidad Chambliss and Kewan Lacy are both expected to return to Ole Miss next season. These are two guys, of course, the two biggest star players on Ole Miss, who is now in the college football playoff semifinals, gearing up for a game against Miami, I think, on Thursday night.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But the speculation, of course, with Lane Kiffin leaving Ole Miss as head coach, that one or both of these guys would follow him along to LSU or leave Ole Miss to go elsewhere
transfer.
Generally.
Yeah.
And instead, they're both running it back. Trinidad Chambliss literally put out a big announcement. Really exciting.
That is really exciting. And this is one area I can point to. There's multiple, but one area I can point to when I look at how with name, image, and likeness, a positive change in the sport of college football. Because I feel like before name, image, and likeness, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically an ability to pay players for their name, for their image, for their likeness. And I think with that change, we have seen that a lot of players are kind of a little bit more hesitant now to immediately leave, because before NIL, as soon as players were eligible for the draft and they had any type of draft stock, they were gone.
Right.
And so I think this is helping the sport of college football because these players are making a lot of money, especially players like Trinidad, Chambliss, and Kewan, Lacy. Like, they're going to make a lot more next year because of making this, nice playoff run. Mm-hmm. And so Ole Miss is probably like, here's what we'll offer you if you stay another year. And I'm sure many of these players on the higher profile side have agents. Their agents let them know, like, hey, if you stay, this is probably not the worst thing for you. Maybe your draft stock will continue to rise. Mm-hmm. So I think this is a positive change in the sport of college football, that players are considering staying longer, all 4 years, because of the money that's in it for them now.
Yeah. Now, what's surprising is you would think that LSU would be able to pay at least, like, if they really wanted these guys, if Lane Kiffin really wanted to bring them along, that he could have offered them at least as much as they would have gotten at Ole Miss, if not more. But I mean, maybe you can say it wasn't all about the money. Maybe they actually really like Oxford and the school. But I also feel like, listen, Lane Kiffin's going to be fine.
Yo, for sure.
So and it's very possible to me that he's like, I mean, Trinidad Chambliss would be nice, but maybe he's got his eyes on a bigger prize. And so, I don't know, he might have his focus elsewhere, but it's still got to feel good for Ole Miss to be able to keep these guys around, because they could have left. Because obviously, that is the coach that they came to play with. Yeah. Then they could have left to go anywhere else.
Sure.
I'm sure lots of other places would have liked them. And instead, they're sticking around. And they've already been good enough to get this team to a semifinal. And who knows what they can do still this year? And who knows what they can do next year?
I think they can definitely take this all the way, because I think these players, this team is highly motivated to prove everyone, including Lane Kiffin, wrong. Yeah. And that's why these guys aren't going to LSU. I 100% think we're sticking it to you, Lane Kiffin. We don't care that you think that you can't win a national championship at Ole Miss. We believe that we can.
Yeah, it is. I do. As much as I don't think Lane Kiffin in most ways did anything wrong, it is still kind of fun to see him get shoved in a locker a little bit, at least for these couple of weeks. We'll see going forward, but right now he's getting it fed to him.
Yeah.
On the menu today is the all-new Cookie Dough Oreos. Limited edition, but maybe if we're lucky, they'll stick around forever.
Maybe.
These just launched. They're the first time that a cookie dough Oreo has existed in some form in about a decade.
Wow.
I'm sure, because some people have to be listening right now going, I thought cookie dough Oreos already existed. They used to.
Okay.
They launched in 2014. They were different, though. They were noticeably different, because the ones that came out in 2014 had a regular chocolate Oreo cookie.
Yeah, they didn't have the blonde cookie.
These are like a unique creation that I don't know if I've ever seen in an Oreo, and that is it's like a chocolate chip cookie, but Oreo.
Yeah, it's like it's the blonde cookie, but it's got like chocolate flecks in it.
Right.
Like little chocolate bits.
Now, the previous iteration of the cookie dough Oreos was discontinued because I think a lot of people weren't satisfied.
Weren't satisfied?
Yeah, I was looking back. People thought it tasted like it was maple or like it was coffee. It had like a hint of that or hazelnut. And not necessarily
like a cookie
dough flavor.
Okay.
So we've got 2 each here. I think the right way to do it is try one all together and then twist one, of course.
Twist one?
And taste it separately.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay,
well, you take your bite first. A big crunchy bite right there.
Okay. Off the rip, that's cookie dough. That's what you want when you're thinking cookie dough. You're actually getting it with this. I'll tell you one thing that I feel like maybe no cookie dough flavored thing that's not actually cookie dough ever captures. And I don't know why, because it would be so simple. It was just a little saltier. I feel like cookie dough is good when it's got that salty saltiness to it.
I think I know what you're talking about. But yeah,
And I feel like this has a little bit, but not quite enough.
Not quite. But yeah, it's a good flavor. And it's also not in your face. It's not like overpowering. It's more subtle. And so it's, yeah, I liked that a lot.
Okay, now I'm just going to take the whole mouthful of the interior.
Which looks very thick. I know this is not double stuff, but it looked very thick to me. Is it thick? Is it not? Is it double stuff? Is it not?
It doesn't say double stuff.
We have a
Not your
conspiracy theory.
I was hoping that you take it apart and you isolate the cream because that's more of a cookie dough texture. That you'd get even more of a cookie dough experience. And that's not the case.
No. It's just kind of...
In fact, when you do that, because it's icing texture and not cookie dough texture, it almost makes it a little worse. But it does kind of make the flavor better.
Yeah.
I feel like these are best meant to be eaten intact.
Yeah.
But
All in one.
I also want to try the cookie just on its own.
Okay, try the cookie. Is that where the main cookie dough flavor comes from, is my question. Because the icing, as you said, like it's got a flavor of cookie dough, but it's not in your face. Again, this cookie is quite subtle.
Honestly, to me, maybe I'd have to do a side-by-side. The cookie part, even though it has those little specks of what seem to be chocolate chips, it really just tastes like one of the golden Oreo cookies.
Well, that's what it's definitely made from.
So. Which means it's good on its own, but I do feel bad that I didn't think of milk because I think this would be fun to try with milk as well. But my recommendation is eat them intact. And as far as a rating goes, I feel like this is a solid 7.8.
Yeah, I think I would go with the 7 too. I was hoping for more, but on the scale of Oreo, it's a little bit lower.
Yeah.
But it's still really good.
Yeah, you know what? If we're being honest, a regular Oreo would still be better than this.
Yeah.
Which is not an insult to this at all, of course.
It just shows you how high the bar is with Oreos.
Yeah, and some of the other flavors too. This is not in the Mount Rushmore of Oreo flavors, but it's good.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a tempting package.
100%.
Going to ruin some New Year's resolutions, I'm sure. Fired or Hired here on RadioU Morning. Share your advice for this situation at 8772-RadioU. We have someone who says, I don't want to share my snacks. She says, I work in a small office with a group that is all very close. I'm fairly new and have only been here for about 6 weeks. Everyone in the office is big on sharing. It's ingrained in the culture. When someone brings snacks or food for themselves, they always give some away. Our team is about 9 people counting our manager, so that's a lot of people to share with. One girl brought a cinnamon roll and literally had to cut it into small pieces just to share it with everyone.
What?
One cinnamon roll. To follow along with this expectation, I brought 2 bags of kettle corn with me to work. One for me, for myself, and one to share with the rest of the team. Within no time, they demolished their bag. It was gone. They ate it all. My bag still had some left because I wasn't eating it that fast.
Yeah.
Also, you're one person, they're 8 people.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not going to take them as long.
Well, then I get a Teams message from the lady who sits behind me stating she wanted some of my kettle corn.
Oh, my goodness.
Because she could hear me crunching on it. She added, quote, sharing is caring.
She's guilting you. That's a guilt trip right there.
This really rubbed me the wrong way because that bag was just for me and she'd already had plenty from the other bag that I brought. She was the first one to help herself to it and she'd gotten seconds. I reluctantly agreed to share some with her, but it made me feel annoyed. Ever since then, I've stopped bringing my snacks to work. I'm not sure of a way around this outside of going against the culture and telling people no when they ask for my snacks. What's the best way to handle this?
Oh, boy.
8772-RadioU. We need your advice in this fired or hired situation.
Haha. This is an interesting one.
Yeah, this is... I I'm feeling secondhand something from this. Like secondhand annoyance.
Annoyance.
Yeah, that's it. 8772 Radio U. What's your advice for this fired or hired? We'll see what people are saying coming up. We are doing fired or hired, so we need your advice. The quick version of this one is we have a gal who's new at an office. She's worked there for about 2 months, and everybody at the office, about 9 of them, all shares all snacks, basically, to the point where one girl brought a single cinnamon roll, and had to cut it in to small pieces so everybody could have some. Our person, though, brought 2 bags of kettle corn to work, one for themselves, one to share with everybody. And once everybody had plowed through the first bag, one lady already in particular was asking for some from the personal bag of kettle corn. How do you get through this? How do you deal with this when you're the person that doesn't want to share as much? 8772 Radio U.
Well, we heard from Brian. He said she needs to blend up all her favorite snacks into a smoothie. Oh, no.
That kind of feels like if I can't have this to myself, nobody can, kind of thing.
That's a destructive path, Brian. No.
Yeah. Regina says, put a sign on the snacks that has your name. If anyone asks, you licked the food already. And she says, these people are so beyond not cool.
She also gave the quote from the Friends episode where it's, Joey doesn't share food. And we heard from Susanna. She says she's a fan of this work culture. But she also understands the frustration. The solution, bring quieter snacks for yourself. Popcorn is sometimes a loud snack.
Maybe that's what Brian was getting at, of just like if you blend it all up and then people can't hear you until it's already gone when you start serving at the bottom of the cup with a straw.
Yeah. I also just think that makes it less appealing to everybody else.
Yeah, probably. Chuck says you shouldn't have to, but you could eat your snacks in your car.
Yeah.
He also says, but they will help keep you from getting crumbs on your desk and in your keyboard. That is a problem I deal with.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic problem.
And I don't even eat that often at work, but somehow it still happens. I don't even know why.
Well, we do a lot of food fights.
I guess it's the food fights.
Yeah. We heard from William. He said, I would say she should be able to keep her snacks to herself and just say no. Although if people really want to, what I would do is bring in very repulsive snacks, like something super hot, super sour, super fishy, or any flavor that could be off-putting, then they might get the hint that this isn't for them. Although you might be surprised by that, William.
Yeah.
Some people will surprise you.
Then there'll be just 1 or 2 people instead of all 8.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a good answer for this, because if you... of course, what seems like the right answer off the top of your head, because this is, let's first be real, that this is a crazy work culture.
I'm not approving of cutting your cinnamon roll into little tiny
wild.
pieces.
That's 100% wild.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're right. But if you go the seemingly simplest route, which is you just bring snacks, don't advertise it to everybody, and just try to eat it on your own, then when people notice, because people are going to see, people are going to know, you're not going to be able to keep it all secret.
Or hear.
Then they're going to come ask you, and then what? You're supposed to say no, but then they're going to have little quiet resentment against you. You're going to make a lot of enemies.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, in an office of 9 people, it doesn't take many enemies to make you the person they all dislike.
Right. You're going to be the odd man out because you're the one that's doing something different than everybody else.
And you're also already the newest person. They already have, I don't know how long they've all worked together, but there's a rapport between the 8 of them, and you're going to really get ostracized and excluded. But you shouldn't have to share all your snacks either.
Yeah.
And so I don't really know what the answer is.
I think the answer is you've already made the right step, which is don't bring in the snacks that you want. I would say start bringing in snacks that you maybe have, somebody's given you that you're like, I don't really care about this that much. It's not my favorite thing. Mm-hmm. So I'll bring it to share because it's not something that I want to eat that often. And then everybody else can enjoy it. So maybe that's the solution.
But then you still need the snack too.
Yeah, but I just feel like you can't you can't expect with this culture that you're going to, be able to eat snacks on your own and not get like literally a one-way ticket to Guilt Trip City, because that's exactly what this lady did to you.
Yeah.
So I just think if you're going to bring a snack in just for yourself, you have to expect that there's going to be some backlash.
I kind of like what Desiree says. She says maybe prepare your snacks as single serving snacks so you can just pop it right in your mouth. Not necessarily a smoothie, but just where like it's a one Nutri-Grain bar or something like that. You know what I mean?
A cinnamon roll would be a one-serving snack.
Good point.
I feel like they've already set the standard that they don't care about what serving size you have.
Yeah. Then she also says, don't accept their snacks, which I think is smart. If you're not going to share, you can't accept. I think that's fair. But I think you could get away with, what about this? What if you just stop bringing snacks and you just only snack what they bring? It sounds like if everybody's sharing everything.
Yeah.
And I think it'll take a while before they catch on to that.
Right.
Email mornings@radiou.com with your fired or hired. How's that New Year's resolution going? Let's get another check-in. 8772-RADIO-U. Hopefully 6 days in, or in my case, 2 days in, you're still holding strong.
Yeah.
Allie, I don't think you ever mentioned, did you have a New Year's resolution?
I did not.
Okay, you didn't even do one.
I did not. I'm doing similar to what I did halfway through last year. I think I started it right around the season of Lent, where I just started doing a challenge for each month. I'm doing that again.
Yeah. Is this because last year you did the book thing and you didn't make it?
No, I'm still trying to read a lot more, and I feel like I set resolutions for myself that I did end up getting.
Uh-huh.
And so I'm happy about those, but I just was like, there's really no massive goal that I'm trying to get to this year, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do the monthly ones again.
And here's something helpful with New Year's resolutions. If you do a vague goal, it's kind of easier to stick to that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's vague.
Like, I'm going to go to the gym every day. You're going to miss a day within a week.
Very unrealistic.
And you've already failed. But if you're like, I'm going to go to the gym more.
Yeah.
And then you go to the gym a couple times.
Yeah.
You've already won.
That's more than normal.
But here's something I want to let you know, whether you're doing a New Year's resolution or not. Like, if you have gotten a New Year's resolution started, it's great if you lose that 10 pounds, if you go to the gym 5 days a week, if you're like me and you can go longer and more infrequently of getting fast food, saving money. It's all great if you can accomplish that.
Yeah.
But you are no more worthy of love or no more valuable by accomplishing any of that than if you never started in the first place.
Yeah.
What is amazing to think is, while we kind of get, we can kind of feel like, oh, if I could just lose that 5 pounds, people would like me more. Or, not even like you don't have a person in mind, but it's just like, I'd feel better about myself, and that's great. And you should, that you accomplished something, that's good. But it doesn't make you more valuable, because when God is looking at you, He loves you if you lose that weight, if you don't, if you quit smoking, if you smoke the rest of your life, if you go through dry January, if you drank today already. God loves you just as much no matter what. And so don't use that resolution as a way to, because a lot of times what happens is winds up making you feel bad.
Right.
And again, it's great to accomplish these things and try to better yourself, but you don't have to do that to earn anything from anybody else, and particularly not from God.
Absolutely. We are living in a culture that worships productivity, worships self-sufficiency, and pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps. Now, those are all good things to do. I'm not trying to say that that's bad. I think it is important to be self-sufficient, and it is important to be able to, make something of yourself. But the cool thing about God is He views life in a completely different framework. So, look at that framework of, what we experience here as Americans and turn it on its head. God doesn't care about what you do. I mean, He does, but He's not trying to... You don't need to earn His love with what you do.
You don't have to do anything to get it.
You don't. It is a free gift. It is grace, and it is something that you... Literally, thank goodness I don't have to earn it, because there's nothing I could do that would earn God's love and grace.
Oddly, I think thinking about it this way and knowing that God loves you, knowing that you are fine the way you are, could actually help you accomplish New Year's resolutions, because it's not do or die. And if you miss a day, it's not all over.
Yeah, the stress isn't there.
Jesus wants you not to be stressed. Jesus wants you to not worry and not feel like you're checking off a list of things that you need to do to please him or anybody else. God loves you the way you are. Accept that. Lean into that and find out what it's like straight from him. Say, hey, Jesus, I want to know that acceptance and love the way I am today. And hopefully I can improve and get better, but I know I don't have to impress you. If you want to know more, radiou.com/free gift. Listen up and share your verdict on this case at 8772-RADIO-U. We have a class action lawsuit against McDonald's.
Uh-oh.
This was filed last month in Illinois. The lawsuit argues that McDonald's is misleading us, duping us as customers with their McRib. The lawsuit says the McRib sandwich misleads customers into believing they're eating pork rib meat and accuses McDonald's of using ground pork shoulder, heart, tripe. You know what tripe is?
Is that fish?
It's stomach lining.
Oh,
and not only tripe, but also scalded stomach.
So just all sorts of different areas of the pig, not including the rib.
Not the rib. It says in the lawsuit, the name McRib is a deliberate sleight of hand. By including the word rib in the name of the sandwich, McDonald's knowingly markets the sandwich in a way that deceives reasonable consumers who reasonably but mistakenly believe that a product named the McRib will include at least some meaningful quantity of actual pork rib meat, which commands a premium price on the market. So they're saying that McDonald's is claiming that there's rib in it when there's not.
Yeah.
And then charging more because of that, because it sounds premium. McDonald's has responded. McDonald's says the lawsuit distorts the facts and many of the claims are inaccurate. Food quality and safety are at the heart of everything we do. That's why we're committed to using real quality ingredients across the entire menu. Our fan favorite McRib sandwich is made with 100% pork sourced from farmers and suppliers across the U.S. We've also been transparent about our ingredients so guests can make the right choice for them.
100% pork.
Yeah.
Not 100% pork rib.
They never said
McDonald's.
anything about rib. 8772-RADIO-U. You be the judge. Does McDonald's owe us, the consumers, some money because they call it the McRib even though there is no rib in it at all?
Yeah.
8772-RADIO-U. We need to hear your verdict on this case in this You Be the Judge. We'll see what people are saying coming up. We are doing You Be the Judge. If you missed it, McDonald's is being sued in a class action lawsuit for not actually including rib meat, any kind, particularly pork rib meat, in the McRib. Suffice to say, the accusations are that McDonald's is charging extra because they're making you think that there's rib meat in it when there's not. And furthermore, this lawsuit claims that they use pork shoulder, heart, tripe, and scalded stomach to make the McRib. McDonald's says basically food quality and safety are at the heart of everything we do. The McRib meat is made from 100% pork, sourced from farmers and suppliers across the U.S., and so that's their defense. 8772-RADIO-U. What is your verdict in this You Be the Judge?
We heard from Jim. He said, hearing this story makes me glad I don't eat that crap.
What, you don't like tripe and scalded stomach?
I mean, I've had the McRib, and I definitely wasn't thinking I was eating scalded stomach, but I'm also not shocked that that's what it's made of.
Tripe is actually high protein, low fat. Like, it's kind of a superfood.
Okay.
I don't know what it tastes like. Unless it's in the McRib, because I have had that. Mark says, anyone who thinks they're getting real anything from McDonald's is lying to themselves.
Yes.
So
that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, have you ever thought while eating a chicken nugget from McDonald's, like, yes, this is what chicken normally is consisting of. So yeah, I agree with him entirely. I think the only thing that you can look at that's fully what it is probably the bread and the fries, and even they have crazy things in them.
Yeah. I think everybody's seen the videos of how they make McNuggets and whatever.
I feel
like if you think about it, they don't actually call them chicken McNuggets on the menu, do they?
They're just McNuggets.
It's just McNuggets. So.
Which is the problem here, because it does say McRib. We heard from Robbie. He says, if we could sue McDonald's over their make ribs or the McRib sandwiches, then we should also sue Oscar Mayer because they do not use dog meat in hot dogs. Okay,
you sure about
Robbie.
that? You sure about that though, Robbie?
Okay.
You sure there's not dog meat in there? Are you 100%? But I get what he's saying because that's what I'm thinking. Like I'm so torn on this.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in a court of law, I feel like this lawsuit is going to win because could a reasonable person, you or I, think that when we see a sandwich called the McRib on the menu that it would have a rib in it?
Something that's pork rib, yeah.
Reasonably, we could assume that. At the same time, does any honest person at McDonald's, are they really duped into thinking that that you're getting an actual rib there? Like,
right.
No.
Well, and this is the thing. This is kind of what McDonald's would have to prove in this lawsuit, which hurts them in a way because they'd have to prove that indeed consumers know that what they make is not on the up and up. You know what I mean? Like they'd have to kind of prove that.
I mean, or it could come down to the name. Like, how much do you assume just from the name? Because, like, here's an example. You could go to a bunch of fast food places across the country. I don't know. Maybe Rally's an example. They have something called the Big Buford burger.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a Buford in the burger? What does that even mean? Just because it's in the name of an item.
But rib is a food, and it is probably advertised in a way that makes you think that it looks like a rib, like a pork rib that you could buy at a restaurant or something. So I understand that's a little different. I don't expect Buford to be in my Buford sandwich. You know, that's not a food. That's just a name.
I don't see what's the difference, though.
What do you mean? The rib is food.
It's it can be a lot of things. And also, you don't actually eat the rib because it's a bone.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people order pork ribs. There's still meat on the rib.
I mean, I think this is going to win, but I also feel like we can name our foods things that aren't actually in the food.
I think that's technically false advertising.
Buffalo wings, great example. That's actually probably the classic example.
Those are chicken nuggets.
What do you mean?
Like a lot of boneless wings are chicken nuggets.
Yeah, they're not even wings. They're not wings at all.
No.
They're from the breast, and we still call them that.
Yep.
So I think there's the precedent of and hot dogs and a million other things that are called one thing, and just because they're called the thing doesn't mean that you think that that necessary thing is completely in there.
Yeah, I think that's a better comparison than Buford.
Okay,
Buford is a food.
I was trying to think of a fast food because I was thinking of like stuff you could buy in a store, but that always will have like little asterisks.
Yep.
It's harder to do that with fast food, but on an advertisement for a McRib, it probably is an asterisk.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure if you actually drove up to the drive-thru when they have the McRib, there's definitely got to be a tiny little asterisk below it. Like, this is not actually pork rib. It's made from pork, but not pork rib.
Someone texted it and said, I'm always upset when I order a New York strip steak and there's no New York in it. That's a different lawsuit, actually.
Don't we remember that was all from, like the Texas thing? The Texas
wants
governor?
to rename it, yeah. I'm always upset when I go to Texas Roadhouse and then I realize it's
from Indiana.
This is crazy. Somebody recently on Twitter, X, claims that they placed an order on DoorDash, and immediately after placing their order, it was marked as having been delivered. Like, literally, we're talking, they claim seconds.
What?
After it had been placed, when you do a DoorDash order, right, the driver's supposed to take a picture to show that the order was delivered.
Yeah.
And so this order was marked as delivered almost immediately with an attached photo that seemingly used AI to generate this picture of a door that closely resembled the person who placed the order.
Yeah.
With a food delivery in front of it, but it was fake. It was AI. It seemingly was AI, and it wasn't real. And so this went out. Out over the holidays on Twitter. Lots of people were like, "No, that's like this story is all made up. Not only the picture, you know what I mean?"
Yeah.
But DoorDash claims they banned the driver in question, thereby confirming that this actually happened.
It did indeed happen.
Yeah, somebody actually placed an order, got it claimed immediately as delivered, and the person who did it used AI to generate a fake photo to make it look like it was actually delivered.
Weird.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is just like, I haven't done DoorDash. I did try like delivering for Uber Eats before, and I absolutely hated it. I will never do any of that stuff again. But it is a nice way to make a little extra income, so I get why people do it. But I did that, and it's basically just like little functions in the app that like you fire to like, I've picked it up, I'm on my way, I've delivered it. And so I would imagine what this DoorDash driver did is immediately hit all of those functions and then generated this image and put it in there and then was paid out his money. Because I don't know how DoorDash works, but Uber Eats would let you withdraw the money that you made that day immediately. For sure.
What's crazy is that the in this post they've attached like the picture that the driver attached that was fake.
Yeah,
right?
I need to see what it looks like.
But they also showed a picture of their actual door, and what I don't know is how they got the door so close to correct.
That is wild.
How did they get in such a short amount of time? Like it happened almost immediately.
Somebody else said the same thing happened to them in Austin, Texas, and it also felt like the door that they got was super close too.
How are they doing? That's what I mean.
It's like uncanny.
I guess maybe on Google Street View, maybe like you can kind of feed that and then just be like, tell whatever your photo generator is.
Yeah.
Add an DoorDash back in front of this. But the problem with this, I'm telling you, here's the problem with the person who did this now that they've been banned. They were too quick. If they just took their time with it, they could have made it seem more real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They might have been able to even get away with it, perhaps, for all we know.
Although I feel
at least
like,
get away with it a little longer.
So here's the thing. I know for like DoorDash or whatever, if you don't get your order, they will like refund you.
Yeah.
So if this person, this is so bad that we're giving tips on how to get away with this. But if this person was going to
would never use AI to fake a DoorDash delivery to get a quick few bucks.
No.
But if we did.
But as you said, it's too fast. But also, what you should probably do is just a random house. Not their house. Mm-hmm. Because then you could easily make the claim, well, I just accidentally delivered it to the wrong house. I had the wrong house number or something like that.
Literally, like, pick a house that's the same number on a different street or like one of the neighbors' house. Oh, man, now you're really getting into it. And, hello, how about you also actually pick up the food? Then you could have the food.
Some people probably do that.
Yeah. Man.
Don't do this, guys.
No, definitely don't. Even though we just gave you all of the keys.
We gave you the playbook, but throw it out the window.
We just gave you an infinite money glitch.
No. This guy was banned. It's not infinite. Thanks for listening to the RadioU Podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.